Welcome along to the deep dive. Today, well, we're getting into something that always sparks debate, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. What's that?
Who are the best strikers in the world right now?
The big one. Always subjective.
Totally subjective, like picking your favorite kit, almost. But looking at how different people rank these players, it tells you a lot, I think.
It does. You learn about the game, player form.
And, for anyone listening who's learning English, talking about football like this, it's great for picking up words, phrases.
Definitely. We've seen a few different rankings, sort of May 2025 timeframe. And it's fascinating the different criteria people use.
Right. It's not just who scored the most goals.
Not at all. It's much more nuanced than that.
Okay, so let's dig into that. Some of these lists, they really focus on, impact, right? Clutch goals in big games.
Exactly. Those moments that win titles or cups. And longevity, too, not just a flash in the pan. How did they do last season and this season?
And silverware, of course. You got to look at the trophies, surely. League titles, cups.
Yeah, that weighs heavily for some. A goal in the final just feels different.
It does. But then others, they might look more at just pure current form, who's absolutely on fire right now.
Or maybe how vital they are to their specific team. Are they the main man? The talisman?
Or maybe it's a unique skill set, something no one else quite has.
Yeah, that special factor. And let's be honest, reputation plays a part too, doesn't it? Career achievements.
Sure. So, okay, when you look across these different lists, these different ways of thinking, some names just keep coming up.
Yeah, there's a definite top tier emerging, you'd say.
Like Harry Kane, obviously. Mbappe, Haaland. Alexander Isak keeps getting mentioned high up.
Those four are pretty consistent, yeah.
Yeah.
You got, Lewandowski still banging them in. Gyoker is having that amazing season.
Lautaro Martinez, Julian Alvarez, Victor Osimhen too.
Right. Those guys are almost always in the conversation. It gives you a pretty good picture of who the consensus picks are.
But the order, that's where it gets interesting.
Exactly. Depending on whether you value, say, pure 2025 goal stats versus big game impact and trophies, the list can look quite different.
Makes you think, doesn't it? What do you value most?
Let's take Isak. One ranking had him right at number 1.
Wow, number 1. Ahead of Kane, Mbappe, Haaland.
Yep, they pointed to his adaptability, his consistency.
Yeah.
What was it, 25 Premier League goals last season, another 25-plus assists this season.
That's serious output, but maybe not quite Haaland or Kane numbers in terms of sheer volume sometimes.
Well, that's what the analysis noted too.
Yeah.
But they seem to weigh his influence, scoring against the big teams. That clutch factor again.
So it's that classic debate. Consistency versus impact in the biggest moments.
Precisely. What does Isak bring to Newcastle beyond just the raw numbers? Seems like they valued that highly.
Interesting. Okay, let's talk Kane. That move to Bayern, huge news.
Sensational first season, wasn't it? Goals galore, 31 in the league alone.
Just incredible. 44 goals last season, 36 this, plus 12 assists each time. He's not just scoring, he's creating.
Which is where some people differentiate him from, say, Haaland. Kane's link-up play, dropping deep.
Right. But the trophies, still including him, even at Bayern. It's kind of baffling, isn't it?
It is. It really highlights that question.
Yeah.
How much does team success factor into judging an individual? He's doing his part, clearly.
Undeniably one of the best finishers and playmakers from that number 9 spot. But yeah, no major silverware. It's a talking point.
What's the ultimate measure? Goals? Trophies? Influence? Kane makes you ask that question.
And Mbappe, always near the top, isn't he?
Oh, always. The speed, the dribbling, the finishing. It's just electric.
That move to Real Madrid, everyone's watching that.
And that hat-trick against City in the Champions League.
Wow. Yeah, it just takes games over. And even with talk of a slow start in Spain, he still bangs in, 32 La Liga goals, plus assists.
He's that game changer, isn't he? Individual brilliance, he can drift wide, play central. Defenders must hate him.
Definitely cements his place in that post-Mr. Ronaldo elite group. Feels like a new era for him at Madrid.
Huge anticipation around that move, for sure.
Okay, switching gears a bit. Victor Gyökeres at Sporting. What a story.
A total revelation, hasn't he been?
The numbers are just staggering. Top scorer in Portugal, 34 goals, 52 goals in the calendar year 2024.
52. It's phenomenal, especially considering he was in the championship not long ago.
And now, naturally, the big clubs are circling. Chelsea, Arsenal. You hear the links.
You do. It just shows find the right club, the right system, and a player can explode. He's found that at Sporting.
Relentless scoring. Really put himself in the shop window.
Big time. His rise has been incredibly swift.
And Haaland. Always part of this discussion.
Of course, the Coles are just relentless. 38 last season, 30 this season for City.
Still amazing numbers, but there has been some chat, hasn't there? Maybe not quite as dominant as last season, had that injury too.
Yeah, a bit of time on the sidelines. And the debate continues about his all-around game, maybe, compared to Kane or Mbappe.
His strengths are obvious, though. Power, speed for his size, those penalty box instincts.
Oh yeah, inside the box, he's terrifying. A proper goal machine. But maybe relies more on service.
That's the discussion, yeah. Different styles. Do you want the pure finisher or the one more involved in build-up?
Makes you appreciate the variety in top strikers.
What about Lewandowski? Still going strong at 36.
Incredible, isn't it? 40 goals for Barca this season, leading La Liga scoring.
After 26 last season, the consistency is just amazing.
He's just a master finisher. Experience, movement, clinical edge. He knows how to find the net. A proper number 9.
A testament to sustained excellence.
Truly remarkable longevity.
Lautaro Martinez, too, seems so important for Inter.
Absolutely crucial. Captain, scores goals consistently, 27 last season, 21 this. But it's more than goals.
His work rate. Link-up play.
Exactly. Works tirelessly, connects midfield and attack, leads by example. He's the heartbeat of that Inter side.
A manager's dream, probably.
You'd think so. Dependable. Clutch goals, too.
And Julian Alvarez. The move to Atletico seems to have worked out well.
Definitely. More starts, more responsibility in that central role.
And more goals. 27 this season, up from 19.
Yeah, shows what he can do when he's the main focus. Versatile player, too. Great to see him shining.
Good point. Victor Osimhen, then, on loan at Galatasaray, but still scoring.
Yeah, leading the Turkish league scoring charts, I think. Shows his quality, despite whatever happened at Napoli.
The loan move seemed a bit sudden, some drama there, perhaps.
Seems likely. But his talent is undeniable. Physical presence, scores goals. You still hear those Premier League links.
No surprise there. A player like that will always attract interest.
Height, pace, aerial ability. He's got a lot going for him. Consistency might be the next step.
Okay, Ollie Watkins. Another impressive season for Villa.
16 goals, 13 assists. Very productive. Maybe slightly under the radar compared to last year's numbers.
Possibly. But still massively important for Villa's success, you have to say.
Oh, absolutely. His all-around contribution, work rate, creating chances. It's not just about the goals grabbing headlines. He's vital.
Good shout. And Serhou Guirassy, impressing at Dortmund now after that great spell at Stuttgart.
Yeah, finding the net regularly. Shows there are quality strikers emerging or hitting form across different leagues.
And, even Messi popped up on one list.
Still? Playing in the U.S.
Yeah, just shows his enduring quality, right?
Yeah.
Impact for Inter Miami, still brilliant for Argentina.
Wow. That speaks volumes about his unique talent, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Still producing magic.
It really does. And finally, it was interesting. One source looked ahead. Emerging talents for 2025.
Oh, yeah. Any names stand out?
Mentioned Benjamin Sesko, Lucas Stassen, and guys like that.
Yeah.
The next generation.
Always exciting to see who's coming through. Keeps the game fresh, keeps this debate going.
Exactly. Who's going to be the next Haaland or Mbappe?
We'll be watching closely.
So, wrapping this up, trying to pick the best striker, it's tough. So many factors.
Clearly. But the names that keep appearing, Kane, Mbappe, Haaland, Isak, Lewandowski, they're at the top for a reason. Outstanding quality.
And the different criteria, goals, impact, trophies, current form, they all shape how you see it.
Yeah, it really highlights different facets of being a great forward. It's not just one thing.
Makes you think about what you value, doesn't it?
It does.
So here's something for you listening to think about. Looking ahead, maybe to the end of 2025, who do you think will be seen as the absolute #1 striker in the world?
And why? What specific parts of their game make you pick them?
Yeah, what stands out to you? It's going to be fascinating to watch it all play out. Join us next time for another deep dive.
Your passion for the game can make learning English, well, not just easier, but actually fun.
Which is key, isn't it? Enjoyment.
Exactly. And it's fascinating how, our brains work. When you're genuinely into something like, say, the latest transfer gossip or a really nail-biting match, your brain is just much more open to taking in new information.
Yeah.
It's not like forcing yourself through, boring grammar exercises.
No forced marks.
It's more like absorbing the language sort of naturally within a context you already get and, importantly, you care about. You're just more likely to notice new words, different ways of phrasing things.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like study, does it?
Not at all. It's just keeping up with a sport you love.
Exactly.
Look, if you're finding this deep dive helpful and you want to keep exploring this whole connection between football and learning English, there's something really simple but really important you can do for us.
That's right. Please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel.
And it keeps us motivated, honestly, to keep bringing you more content that mixes your love for football with ways to actually improve your English.
Exactly. By subscribing, you'll get those daily updates. Football news, real English, fun content, all designed to help you get better.
So yeah, make sure you don't miss out. See you in the next one.